welcome to the blog today. My name is Zurowski and I want to welcome you to my kitchen. If you got your newsletter this month, you've seen the recipe for chapatis. Today, I want to try the chapatis too, so I thought we could do it together. Okay, so what you're going to need is a bowl about this size, maybe smaller, some iodized salt, a half a cup of water, a rolling pin, a quarter of a teaspoon measuring spoon, a third of a cup measuring cup, and a half a cup. You also need a big spoon and a butter knife. And also you will need to have unbleached all-purpose flour and whole wheat flour. Now what we're going to be doing is we're going to mix half a cup of whole wheat flour. You're going to spoon it in, and then we're going to measure it off with the butter knife, like this. And we'll put it in the bowl. Then next, we'll need 2/3 of a cup of all-purpose flour. And then again, measure it off with the knife. Like that. Then we'll need 1/4 of a teaspoon of salt. Pour it in a little at a time until you get your dough. Put in a little more, because that wasn't enough. You may not need a whole half a cup of water. You need some more. Well, it looks like we might need a whole half cup. Have to see. Oh, maybe not. See how it's becoming a dough now? Okay, now we got that mixed up. And then pretty soon, okay, so now we're going to need to pull up our sleeves. We got to get our hands in now. We'll take the dough, kind of get in a ball. Okay, if your dough turned out a little too loose or sticky like mine just did, we're just going to add a little more flour to it. You can use, it doesn't matter which flour, I am using the all-purpose flour. So we're going to mix that in. And then we're going to try to form it into a ball now. If the flour doesn't, if all the flour that you just put in doesn't mix in, that's okay too, as long as your dough starts becoming like this. Now we're going to start kneading it with our hands. We're going to push down and then kind of fold it over in half and then push down again. And we're going to keep doing that just for a little bit. Okay, that should be good. And now we're going to set it here on the table for about 10 minutes and we're going to leave it so it can rise. Okay, it's been 10 minutes and now we're just going to set everything aside and we're going to roll the dough into some balls. But first we're going to have to put some flour on the table, just like this. You need to roll your sleeves up again. and spread it around. Now, let's take our dough. It's risen now. Didn't rise too much, but it's not supposed to, so don't be worried if it doesn't look like it has very much. We're going to take part of the dough, and we're going to make a ball in our hands. About this big. And we're going to put it on the flour. Try to get some flour on both sides. Then flatten it out a little bit. And the flour is so that it doesn't stick to the table. We're going to take our rolling pin. I'm going to put some flour on a rolling pin so it doesn't, again, to help it not stick. We're going to start rolling it out into a circle. And it's not going to be really big. You don't want to make it too thin either. It's going to be kind of a medium thickness. That feels pretty good. Now we're going to pick it up and start flopping it back in between our hands. Do it kind of hard. And doing this will help it puff up, or air bubbles will get into it when we start cooking it. A little more. Okay, now we're going to take it to our griddle. Okay, we got our chapati and we're here at the stove. Now, do not go near the stove without an adult, okay? But as soon as you have an adult, we're going to get a plate and we're going to get some butter, okay? Now we're going to turn on our stove, turn on our burner to medium heat. And the adult with you will know what that means. Do not need to, it's going to be an ungreased pan. And we're going to lay it on top of the pan. Now if you remember when we were using our rolling pin to roll it out, in Pakistan and other different countries, they don't have rolling pins. Or they might use a rock to roll it out, or maybe a stick, or just whatever they have. They don't, you know, we're very blessed here in the U.S. Okay. Now it's been on this side for a little while. We should start seeing some little bubbles come up in just a minute. Okay, now some little bubbles are starting to come up. Use your spatula and we're going to flip it over. And this should help it even more. Now, I don't know if you can see this, but in yours it should start to, some air should be starting to get under there. Some bubbles should start popping up pretty soon. Sometimes it helps if you keep flipping it over. Now the consistency of the chapati should be kind of like a tortilla, where you can fold it up, or you can make it kind of, just depends how you like it. You can make it a little crunchy too. The longer you keep it on, the crunchier it'll be. I kind of like mine a little crunchy, so I might keep mine on longer. Right, this looks just about done. Can you see on the sides the bubbles are starting to get a little brown? Gotta be sure not to burn those. Looks good, doesn't it? Okay, we put butter on it this time, but you can use it for whatever you want. You can make peanut butter and jelly, you can put brown sugar on it, which I really, really like, or you can put powdered sugar on it. Experiment, just do whatever you want. It tastes really good with butter too. So, I'm glad you came to my kitchen. I hope you have a great week and enjoy your chapati. Bye!